Welcome to a Starter and a Chaser podcast with your hosts, Joe Clarke and Jon Passow.
You know, in retrospect, I'm still kind of disappointed that the Mayo Clinic doesn't actually make mayonnaise.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because... Oh, hey guys. Welcome to a Starter and Chaser podcast where we review one whiskey and one beer a week. I'm Professional Brewer, Jon Passow.
I'm Whiskey Connoisseur, Joe Clarke.
And we've got a pretty cool episode.
Slightly.
I know I've been saying that a lot, but we've been having a lot of cool products lately.
Yeah.
And for the Chaser, we have Dogfish Head Wood-Aged Bitches Brew.
Ooh. And for the starter, we have... in this corner, George T. Stagg, 2018. Okay. 124.9 proof, John. Are you excited to try this today?
I am, because I have seen this around, and I'm just psyched that we have a bottle of it that
Absolutely.
we can finally review. Is this a Buffalo Trace product, or?
It is. It's a part. It is a part of the BTAC collection, as an abbreviation, the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. So you have your George T. Stagg, and then also you have like William LaRue Weller, the Sazerac 18. You have the what's the other one? Eagle Rare 17, and you also have the Thomas Handy Sazerac, which is the high-end Sazerac.
Oh.
But today we have the George T. Stagg, and it is a no-age statement bourbon, but it is no less than 15 years old.
Oh, wow.
I tell you. So it's up there, man. So it was bottled in spring of 2003, and then it was bottled in 2018 in the fall. It's 124.9 proof, and in 2018 it won a double gold at the Whiskey Challenge, which I have no hard time believing that. But let's take a look at these. Let's see what they look like.
Pre-pour.
Right. Nice color. Look at that. Nice deep color too.
Wow. Yeah, nice, rich, burnt orange almost.
Another heavy, oily, sticky drink on that glass, man.
Wow.
Look at that. Yeah, that's nice. I don't even, before you even say nose, it's just, again, being repetitive. This room is full of this nose on this. It is just, bourbons on these levels like this are just so aromatic. I mean, but one thing I could say is, I know it's a Buffalo Trace. It has that kind of Buffalo Trace note to it. Your familiarity to Buffalo Trace as, and you get a lot of the stone fruits and stuff, and I haven't even really taken a nose out.
I bet you that's due to the yeast that they use. I know they have a house yeast. I don't know if they use it for all their products, but I do know that they have a specific yeast that they use, and that's probably that distinct smell that you're getting.
Yeah, and right on the nose, being at 124.9 proof, and there's some of these George T. Staggs, depending on the year, every year is different. Mm-hmm. It's not like they're all 124.9. There can be 130 something, 140 something. Okay. You know, I think one was actually as light as 116, which is not light.
Not light at all.
But for them, it's light. I pull no burn on the nose, no alcohol, no ethanol, it is just all stone fruit, caramel, charred barrel. Man, you can nose this all day. Mm. It is just so pleasant. It's very aromatic, man. It is just unbelievable.
Well, let's stop nosing, because apparently you can nose it all day, and let's start drinking. Let's see what this one tastes like.
A lot of caramel, a lot of vanilla, guys. All right.
Right up front. A lot of heat up front. But then it quickly dissipates.
It's got a bite to it.
I
don't think it's an alcohol heat to me. I'm pulling just a lot of spice on the front. And it's warm. It's just real nice and warm. I get kind of a nice little alcohol warm burn on the sides of my tongue, to be honest with you.
Okay.
The flavor carries through all the way through the palate for me. It is heavy stone fruit, caramel, vanilla, a lot of your typical Buffalo Trace notes, very reminiscent of, to me, much more powerful, but very reminiscent to me of a lot of the Buffalo Trace single barrels. but just punches you in the face with it.
I could see that. I could see that. Getting a second sip, it's interesting. It's like there are two tiers of flavor going on simultaneously. Over the top, right up until about the finish, I get this spice, and it's almost like a clove. You know, like the cooking spice clove, not the cigarettes. And then underneath, I'm getting that caramel, that burnt brown sugar. I'm getting a little bit of the stone fruit.
I get a lot of the stone fruit.
I'm getting more of the stone fruit on the finish than I am like the front or mid.
It's overpowering it after you've taken your sip and swallowed it. It's a lot of stone fruit, but there is a lot of the burnt brown sugar, caramel, vanilla in there. It's super complex. You could probably sit with this for quite a while and pour a few of these, because this is easy to drink at this proof.
Yes,
and I bet you can pull a lot out of this. This is a very well-crafted, high-end bourbon.
The alcohol is definitely well hidden. And what really I feel the showcase of this whiskey is you can taste the effect that evaporation has had on the distillate in the barrel. Being at least, 15 years minimum, you have a lot of the whiskey that evaporates through the staves and into the air. They call that the angel's share. And this tastes like condensed flavor, you know? It's just, it is rich, it is smooth, it is heavy, it is spicy and caramely. And
well said. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So this is Jon's first time having a George T. Stagg. It's my second time, and no disappointment here.
None whatsoever for me.
This is incredible. I fully understand why people hunt this. I fully understand why people pay a secondary for this. I get it. Like, I personally, I have had a lot of what people lump into Pappy products, which also includes your 10-year Old Rip Van Winkle, your 12-year Van Winkle, and Family Reserve, and then you got the 15, 20, and 23, which are the actual Pappies. I've had all the way up to 23, and I prefer George T. Stagg and your Buffalo Trace Antique Collection stuff.
Don't tell them that. It'll sell out even more.
Yeah, I do, man. It's better. To me, I love this. This is incredible. This is one of my all-time top favorite bourbon brands, bourbon versions of a brand, and pretty much anything out there. Yeah. It's so good.
Nice. Well, if you guys are enjoying the show so far, be sure to tell us so in the likes and the comments below on YouTube. Hit subscribe, hit the bell next to it so that you get updates whenever we produce a new episode, which is every Wednesday. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to move into Dogfish Head Oak-Aged Bitches Brew.
Yeah. Bitches Brew, huh?
Bitches Brew.
Wood age. I'm excited. All right, guys.
See you later. Back to a Starter and a Chaser podcast. We are now on to the Chaser.
Oh, yeah.
Which is Dogfish Head Wood-Aged Bitches Brew. Now, Dogfish Head is from Milton, Delaware. It was started in 1995 by Sam Caligione.
We hope Caligione.
It's right, buddy. Sorry, Sam. I love your beers. I can't pronounce your last name. Their whole theme for the brewery is it's off-centered ales for off-centered people. And you and me, we're both off-centered people.
Okay.
So this beer is for us.
All right.
Now, this one in particular, the original, not the wood aged, but the original Bitches Brew was done for the 40th anniversary of Miles Davis's revolutionary fusion album of jazz and rock and psychedelic entitled Bitches Brew. And you'll notice for the Miles Davis fans out there that the label is actually the cover of the Bitches Brew album.
Oh, okay.
This is an imperial stout that is made with tej, which is an Ethiopian mead. So it's got honey and it's got geisho roots in there as well.
Wow.
So it's kind of a really cool African themed brew. But then for this particular batch, it was then aged further in oak casks and then their Palo Santo casks that they have, and they have the world's largest Palo Santo fermenters. It's over 2 stories tall. If you ever get out to their facility in Milton, Delaware, it's really amazing to see. This is 9% alcohol. It is 38 IBUs, so not super hoppy, not super alcoholic, but it's going to have some weight to it.
Wow.
It's dark.
Wow.
You haven't had many Imperial Stouts, have you?
No.
All right. You're in for a treat. And this is actually the first time I'm having the wood aged.
I mean, like, I don't mean to talk about another product, but this is kind of like, reminds me of like blackout stout kind of looking thing.
Oh,
and then what comes to my head, yeah.
Look
at, there's nothing coming through there. There's no light, man. I mean,
nice tan head to the beer, not that fluffy white that you usually see for the lighter beers. What are you getting on the nose?
Kind of chocolatey.
Okay.
To be honest with you, kind of generic considering the color, but
like Baker's chocolate, like Hershey's chocolate,
like a dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
Kind of your
70-80% bitter chocolate.
Kind of I remember from before, which is now coming on my nose here, is a caramel malt.
Okay.
Smell to it for sure. That's it. Not super complex on the nose.
No wood or anything?
Not really. No.
Okay.
No. I bet we're gonna get that on the palate. Let's try this. Let's do it. I need to find out now. Wow. Ooh, super malty.
Absolutely. I'm going back for a second.
Yeah. Yep. I'm finding that fine drinks like this,
it's a fine drink,
is where Joe is going to be like, I could get into beer. I mean, this and the Irish Red Ale, the wheat. This is almost like having, so far, I mean, I'm really early into this.
He's a noob.
This is like having a George T. Stagg of a beer.
Nice.
Okay, that's how I'm going to put this.
That is high praise.
This is really good.
For the palate, the body is medium to heavy.
Damn, dude.
Right off the bat, I noticed the carbonation for an Imperial Stout. It's a little on the higher side, so it's a little distracting from the mouthfeel.
I like it, actually.
Okay, all right.
I like it.
Chocolate. Definitely getting chocolate.
Heavy chocolate caramel.
I'm getting a little bit of that earthy note to it.
Yeah.
A little bit of bitterness from the Guichot root. I get the honey in there. I absolutely get the honey. It lightens up the body a little bit.
This is
especially
incredible.
On the front end.
This is incredible. Absolutely well crafted.
I can see the oak.
Wow.
The oak is subtle, but the Palo Santo is there. Palo Santo has almost a borderline perfume and tree sap brown caramely note to the taste of the wood, and I get that in here. This is good.
I pick up the caramely note a lot, actually. For me, I'm picking that up a lot. It really settles on the back end once you're done drinking it, and it's just sitting there on the back of your palate. Going back, it's super caramely.
And it doesn't have a lot of the tannins that a wood-aged beer would bring. It's very well integrated with the darker malts. This is cool. Miles
This
Davis,
is way cool, dude. This is incredible beer right here. This is what I'm jiving with this big time, man. I really am. This is awesome.
Nice.
I could get used to drinking something like this a lot. What's the proof on this again?
9% alcohol by volume.
Okay, so it'll kick you in the pants a little bit.
It'll bite you. It'll wake you up a little bit.
Yeah.
By the way, if you guys are watching on YouTube, throw us a like, throw us a subscribe, hit the bell to get the notifications. And if you actually are a fan of Bitches Brew, tell us what your favorite song off of that album is. The comparison, both of them. It seems like Joe likes it. Hey, Joe, so between the two products, what were your final thoughts on George T. Stagg?
If you can get it, stomp over people to get it. No, I'm just kidding. It's incredible. 2 thumbs up, 5 thumbs up, 10 thumbs up. It's George T. Stagg. It will never disappoint you. Period. If you can try some, even if you can't buy a bottle, if a local bar has it at a reasonable price for a pour, just do it, because it's incredible.
Bite the bullet, spend the money.
What do you think?
Buy the ticket, take the ride. 2 thumbs up. I mean, that was. I've enjoyed Buffalo Trace now for a year or two. Didn't have too high of expectations of them originally, but the more that I drink their stuff, the more I'm becoming a fan. And wow, that's killer whiskey.
You know what my dad would say? With something like that, and even some of the ones we've tried with the higher proofs, that's a man's bourbon right there.
That will put hair on your chest. Yeah. It is not limited to men only, though. It might put hair on women's chests.
It's the old school saying,
it's
man's bourbon.
That is hefty. Now,
same thing here.
Bitches Brew from Dogfish Head, wood-aged Bitches Brew.
Heavy on the flavors, heavy on the caramel. It's incredible. This is called a dark stout.
Imperial stout.
I'm really digging these Imperial stouts. This is very cool. 2 thumbs up, super tasty. I mean, it's a flavor bomb, guys. And if you like the caramel notes like a bourbon, this is a nice beer to pair with a heavy bourbon.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for me, I've been a big, long-time fan and supporter of Dogfish Head. They do just constantly innovative, really cool brews, and this is just another in a long line of very groovy products. So this is
great job, guys.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Great job. And that is our weekly episode of A Starter and a Chaser podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the podcast channels.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You have Breaker, Spotify. You'll see us.
Breaker.
Look down here in our description for this episode. You'll see all the links for all the voice side of our podcast too.
And if you've got any suggestions or comments, or if you'd like to donate a bottle of whiskey or beer for possible inclusion on a future episode, shoot us an email at whiskeyandbeer@starterandchaser.com.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time. Now about this mayo.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Mayo Clinic, mayonnaise. Why don't they do it? I mean,
you'd expect to walk in, sit down, have a rack of mayo.